Hello everybody, welcome to Redmen TV. My name is Ben Kelly. This is the Liverpool Development Watch on a Wednesday this week because on Monday I was really sick and I couldn't make it into the office. So it's here today instead. There's been a lot to talk about. Obviously, as we know, it's transfer deadline day. So already, as you are watching this, I'm hoping that a lot of the information hasn't already been outdated. Especially with some of the players who are sort of speculating about their futures still, but we'll talk about them in due course. We're going to start with deals that have been done though, and we're going to start with the big one, Daniel Sturridge, who has now become my player. He's now a loan player out at West Brom. He was loaned there early this week in an attempt to get more game time on the pitch before the World Cup, which is completely understandable. To be perfectly honest, I don't think Jurgen Klopp has ever truly taken to him, not because he's a bad player or anything in that sense. I just don't think he fits in Jurgen Klopp's system and style in Liverpool, in the way he's trying to get Liverpool to play. I think that's obvious for everybody to see. Newcastle inquired, but Sturridge opted for West Brom because of geographical reasons. He's got family in Birmingham. He was born in Birmingham. Personally, I'd have preferred to have seen him at Newcastle just because I think it's a better club. It's got Rafa there that Rafa can learn a lot from. I just think West Brom are a bit of a nothing club, especially after the weekend. But either way, we say good luck to you, Dan. I will bring you updates every week with how he's doing, even though he'll be a little bit more in the limelight on Twitter and stuff because he's played in the Premier League. Either way, I will be updating you. And now we move on to Marco Grujic, who made his first start and played 90 minutes versus Manchester City in the FA Cup for Cardiff, where they lost 2-0. They got knocked out there. He didn't look too great, to be honest. I only watched bits and bobs because I was quite ill as well on Sunday, so I didn't manage to watch the whole game. But he was dispossessed a lot and wasn't really influential in periods where Cardiff have prolonged periods of possession. However, he is in a new team. He's playing one of the best teams in Europe in that case, so I don't think it's fair to judge him completely on that. He's still getting time on the pitch, which is more time than he'd be getting at Liverpool. So let's just say, put that down to a tough game in the FA Cup against the top side, and hopefully we'll see a lot more progression from him in the coming weeks as we go on. In the Championship, of course, still a tough league, still a good quality league for us to judge on. Let's see how he does. We move on to Ryan Kent, who's also playing the Championship, and he got his first assist of his Bristol City career on Saturday as they beat QPR 2-0. His corner was a good delivery, diverted home by Famara. Diedu. Yeah. He played most of the game there, and overall it's been a positive start to his career there. Already he's looking to get more minutes on the pitch than he did at Freiburg. He's working his way towards that record that he had at Freiburg anyway. He only got 240 minutes on the pitch there, remember. So, that being said, I think we can expect to see a lot more from Ryan Kent over the next few weeks at Bristol City. We'll move on to Divock Origi, who didn't actually play for Wolfsburg at the weekend. He wasn't in the squad. However, there has been talk of possible transfer movement for him. Obviously, probably not now in this window because we're obviously on the last day of the window already. But in the summer, there's been talk of a permanent move to Wolfsburg, which, quite frankly, I can see happening. I mean, he's not really set the world alight in the Bundesliga. It's been clear to see, as you regular viewers will know. The other option that has been sort of mentioned has been a move to Celtic up in Scotland under Brendan Rodgers. Obviously, Brendan being the player who signed him might not be a bad move for him. It's an easier league up there. Sorry, Celtic fans, it just is. He's working under a manager who would be familiar with him and might be able to get a bit more out of him. I don't know, but I'm not really sure. It's only a loose link, really. I can't really say too much about it. It's not really been mentioned either whether it would be a loan or a permanent deal. We might be looking for another loan in a different situation. He might come on in a team like that under a familiar manager, like I say, and that's why Liverpool might be looking for a loan, but at the moment we just don't know. Either way, hopefully Divock is back in the Wolfsburg squad next week so we can have a bit more to say about him this time next week on the show. Naby Keita played half an hour as RB Leipzig drew 1-1 with Hamburg. The deal to bring him in early is completely dead, unfortunately. So the Keita countdown lives on. It's 152 days until Naby Keita pulls on a Liverpool shirt, or if you want to spice things up, it's 21 weeks and 5 days. There you go. Mon Naby Keita. Sunderland are close to completing a deadline day loan move for Ovie Ejaria. Now, this is where it starts to get a bit complicated because by the time this goes out, that may have already happened. So this is being recorded at about 2 o'clock on Wednesday afternoon. Obviously, things change on deadline day very quickly, so we'll have to see. I'll have to talk very quickly so I can get it out as quickly as I can. Chris Coleman wanted to bring Ben Woodburn in, as we're all aware, earlier on in the window, but then Liverpool decided that they wanted to keep hold of Woodburn. Now, obviously, Sunderland are struggling in the Championship and want a bit more energy, a bit more pace in the side, so Ovie Ejaria is probably a good alternative for that. He's a very creative midfielder. He can be ruthless, as he proved on Sunday in Liverpool under-23's game against Derby at Prenton Park, a game they won 1-0, a game Ovie Ejaria scored the late winner in. Did you see that transition? It was really, really good, wasn't it? Yeah. Neil Critchley's side are still top of the league, and next up for them is Spurs away on Monday the 5th of February. So by the time the next show goes out, actually, they still won't have played. Spurs are struggling in this league, and I've only won 3 games all season, actually. We beat them very comfortably earlier on this season when we played them at Anfield. We won 4-1, 4-2. I can't remember. I was there, but we won very comfortably, we'll put it that way. So we expect to win again on Monday and keep that momentum going at the top of the table. One more piece of sort of transfer news regarding the under-23s is that defender Lloyd Jones has left. He's gone to Luton on a permanent deal. He was a good enough player, Lloyd Jones. He was a regular for Neil Critchley in the under-23s level. I'm interested to see why this has gone through, because obviously Corey Whelan has just been loaned out to Yeovil as well, who of course lost to Manchester United in the FA Cup on Friday night. Corey Whelan didn't play. So now he's lost 2 of his centre-backs. I'm just wondering again, you know, I spoke to Neil Critchley last week, in case anybody missed it. I'll put it around wherever this is. I actually asked him about how he feels about losing his squad and whether he feels that it will halt his momentum and their title push towards the end of the season. And he basically said that they're doing what they feel is best for the players. Obviously, winning the league for the under-23 side would be a massive deal, but the most important thing is the development of the players, and the club will always look to do what's best for them. And in this case, they've obviously felt that Lloyd Jones needs a permanent deal away from the club, and they've opted to send him to Luton. So, like I say, good luck to Lloyd Jones. Everybody here at the Redmen TV sends their luck to you. And so we move on to Steven Gerrard's under-18s, who have played just a behind the closed doors friendly against RB Leipzig, which they won 2-1 in the week. No, Naby Keita didn't play. No, Naby Keita's son didn't play, like people were asking on Twitter. It kind of did amuse me, but no, none of that happened. It was a good performance. Steven Gerrard didn't actually take charge. It was his assistant. But the only other noteworthy piece of under-18s news this week is that Curtis Jones has signed a new professional contract. It was his 17th birthday yesterday, and he has signed his very first professional contract at the club, and can I say, it is well deserved. Those who watch the show regularly know how much I rave about this guy. He is a special, special talent, and we need to keep him at this football club because he is going to be a very good player in the next few years. So congratulations to Curtis Jones. Happy birthday for yesterday. And that, ladies and gentlemen, concludes this week's Development Watch. A little bit shorter this week because I'm just trying to get through it as quick as I can because it is transfer deadline day. Don't want any of this to sort of go out of date. Thanks very much for watching. Follow me on Twitter at bkelly776. Subscribe to the channel, like the video, leave a comment, all that good stuff. And I will see you next week. Bye-bye.